Yo, what is up, buddy games out there? The name is Second Heat, bringing you guys my Black Ops 3 beta review. Now, today is Tuesday. Can't remember the exact date. I am sorry for that. But the Black Ops 3 beta has officially ended for PS4. So, what do I think of the beta? What do I think of, the map flow, the specialists, what I think of the guns, and all that jazz? And do I feel the same way as I did in my first impressions? Now, I'm answer that right away and say no, I do not. I actually started enjoying myself almost like the day after I posted up my first impressions. So originally, my first impressions, I mentioned about how chaotic the game was, how it feels too fast paced, and how even though I slightly enjoyed it, at the same time though I wasn't feeling it too much. But after that, I started getting the hang of it. I started playing a lot more, and I really started having a good time. I actually enjoy this game. Do I say it's probably one of the greatest CODs? No, but it is certainly, it is probably up there. I might put it as my third favorite COD, but it's just to let you know that this is a really good game, and Treyarch, Vonderhaar, they did do a pretty good job. So, first thing is the map flow, because the map flow was one of the things I really bashed on a lot. Talk about how chaotic it was, but over time, I kind of changed my mind. After playing it a lot more, and even listening to other people's reviews, because normally when you hear other people's reviews, so you start thinking back and you're just like, you know what, that's actually true. There is map flow in the game. There are some maps like Evac I still am a little iffy on, because there are quite a lot of routes, but it's not as bad as I thought it was at first. But there are maps where they do have lanes. There are, some flows to it. It's not straight up chaotic. You will from time to time get shot from every direction, but that's just something to expect nowadays from all these new CODs. Now, besides that, the weapons, to be honest, I haven't used all the weapons. I've only used just a few. I've used this weapon right here, which I can't remember what the name of it's called. I used the Arc. I've used a bit of the Man of War. I've used the Weevil, the Kuda, and I've also used the shotgun. But dominantly, I've used the sniper, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So, what I think of the weapons so far, at least the ones I've used, they need to lessen the time to kill. Now, it's not probably the same for all of them, but I believe it's the Man of War that's probably the fastest time to kill weapon out there. I think it's a 2-shot kill mostly, and that's pretty insane. So the Man of War is definitely an OP weapon that I really hope they at least nerf it over time. And seeing as how they've actually been doing some changes even during the beta, I do believe that they will be looking at the Man of War sometime in the future. So outside of that, the time to kill for the other guns, it's still slightly fast, but if they keep it the way it is, I might be okay with it. We'll just have to see further on in the future when the game fully comes out. But for now, the time to kill, just for certain guns, it's a bit too fast. Now, what do I think about the no crutch perk, such as stopping power, or what was it called, toughness? I like the fact that those two massive crutch perks are out of the game, because now the gunfights kind of feel like they do take skill, because it's kind of hard to actually get into these gunfights and say, oh, I was the first person to shoot, so I'm definitely going to be the one to win, because he's already going to be flinching like crazy. And even if he shoots me, I still have my toughness, and it's going to be a lot easier. No, since both you guys have no toughness, both you guys will be flinching, and the flinch is actually pretty crazy. So be careful when you go into these gun engagements. Don't try to rush your enemy team, because since you do not have toughness, if they all start shooting at you and stuff, it is gonna be a little difficult to win all of it. But I like the fact that they did that. It means that people are gonna have to be playing a bit more strategically. Yes, we will still be rushing. That is my kind of playstyle. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to stay back and stuff, but I'll adapt. I'll adapt to things, and I really do like what they've done. The shotgun. Now, this is something I want to point out exclusively. I love the shotgun because it reminds me a little bit of the SPAS 12 from Modern Warfare 2. It does have some pretty decent range. It's not like shotguns in the past where if somebody's like 5 feet away from you, you might have a chance of one-shotting. No. And this one, it's like you can't shoot cross-map. Like, if I were to compare this pump action shotgun with the SPAS 12, obviously the SPAS 12 still takes it, but they're doing a good job at actually giving the shotgun, some use. You actually have a chance at winning gun engagements from a decent range, and especially with a game that's still fast-paced, you have a better chance to actually get up close and personal with your shotgun. So I do love the fact that they did make this shotgun quite powerful and quite rangy, because shotguns are pretty hard to use in a lot of CODs, and that's just because they made them kind of useless in a lot of them, because the range is just so low that if you're not playing on, like, say like a Nuketown or a Hijacked, what's the point? So that's just my feel on the shotgun. I really do love what they've done with it. It is pretty fun. Now, the snipers. The only sniper I've used was the Locust, because I feel like the Locust is going to be one of the favorite snipers to use. Yeah, I know that single automatic sniper is also very popular, but it's just not my cup of tea. I just don't like using that too much. Even back when the Barrett was still a thing, I still prefer the intervention over it. It just felt more right. So, the sniping. A lot of people are very happy that, even the sniper community, that they're happy that they did the snipers a little right. It's not OP, or at least I'm gonna put these quotations like OP, that many people have always constantly said in the past that snipers are. And the reason for that is because Vonderhaar decided to take aim assist away from the snipers. So that means when you get a kill, you 100% deserved that kill, because there's no, just because you tried quick scoping, let's just use that for an example, you tried quick scoping the person and your bullet was probably like a couple inches away from his head, so they're just gonna still give you the kill. That's not a thing in Black Ops 3. No. If you get a headshot, it's because you shot the guy in the head. If you get any body shot, you deserved that kill, and I love the fact that they did that. At the same time, though, I am a little irritated because it is harder to snipe, but at least it's not a bullshit reason why it's hard to snipe. It's just a little aggravating that we have no assistance, but I feel like that's a first world problem, because PC guys don't have aim assist either. They've never had aim assist, so they're used to it. So I'm pretty sure we'll get used to it. And actually, even if you look on YouTube now, you'll be seeing like a lot of dedicated snipers who have already hit some pretty sick clips and trick shots. So sniping, yes, it is hard to do. It's more smarter to go out in hard scope and not try to bum rush people in quick scope thinking that you will dominate no matter what. So they did do well with the snipers. I am liking it. Although at the same time, a little irritated, but I guess for a good reason. So, will I still be sniping majority of my time? Most likely, yes. I really don't care about KD stats or anything. So, as long as I'm above a 1 KD, I'm okay. I really don't care. I'll still be sniping a lot, just so I can get used to it. Potentially try to hit some feeds. I have hit 2, maybe 3 split quad feeds already. So, for somebody who hasn't picked up COD in like months, and let alone sniping, I say I'm doing pretty well. Now, the specialist. How do I feel about it? Do I still have the feeling like it's a ripoff of Destiny? And my answer to that is still kind of yes. I still believe that a lot of stuff is still a ripoff from Destiny. So, how many specialists have I used? I've only used 3. I've used the Sparrow, which is the bow. I have used the Annihilator, which is pretty much the Hunter's one-shot pistol, and I have used the Tempest, which is pretty much the fusion rifle from Destiny. How do I feel about all 3? The Tempest is the way to go. The Tempest, for those starting out, that's the one you want to use because it has a special ability where when you shoot somebody, if anybody is nearby that target, they too will get affected by your electric shock. So I do like the fact that that is a thing. However, at the same time though, I guess if you're just on the other side, if you're the one who's getting hit at, you will get irritated, but it's whatever. You know, I do like the fact that they have that. One of the things that I do hate though is that it's not exactly a fusion rifle charge. I would like it if it was like that, so it's a bit easier to control, because there have been times where I've accidentally tapped the fire button and it just charges up for me and shoots my bullet. But if it was like Destiny, I could easily control the tap charge rate, so when it fires, I purposely meant it to fire. Maybe they might change it to that, maybe they won't. That's all Vonnehar's and Treyarch's decision to do, but even if they don't, I still feel like it's a pretty fun gun. Maybe they could increase the charge rate just a little bit more, like make it a little slower, just so it's more balanced. So outside of that, the Tempest is still the way to go once you start off playing Black Ops 3. The Sparrow, I like the fact that it is not easy to use. You actually have to be dead accurate when you use that, because even if you're just slightly off, yes, it does have an explosive tip, but I guess it's kind of like the crossbow from Black Ops 2, and I don't think Advanced Warfare had it, but pretty much if you're not dead next to the crossbow exploding off, you will not get affected. It might be a little different if somebody actually got hit by it and got thrown back and you're nearby. That might be a little different, but if you're just shooting it at a wall, it'll normally take you 2 times to do it till you actually get that kill. So I like the fact that they balance that. I have no complaint about the Sparrow. It's definitely a skill used weapon. The Annihilator, I love the Annihilator. I've always liked the feeling of getting these one-shot pistols. Yes, it does take some accuracy, so I like that. You can get outgunned because there is no toughness, so flinch does exist when you're using the Annihilator, so I have no complaint about that either. What I feel like about the other specialists though, the Titan Slam specialist guy, I haven't been slammed by that guy too often, so I have no complaints for him at the moment. I do not think he has OP as the Titan from Destiny, so he's okay. Reject I have a problem with just because it is a final stand self-revive, so that I'll always call bullshit whenever it's being used, and whoever the hell decides to use it, fuck you, you fucking bitching noob. Accept the death. Just come at me next time. Don't freaking revive yourself like a bitch ass nigga. Fuck you. Sorry for that profanity, but Reject pisses me off and pisses everyone off too, because I don't know why they decided to put in Last Stand slash Final Stand slash Resurrection when you know how much we hate that from the previous Call of Duties. But whatever. Then there's the Noob Tube. I don't know why they put it in, but I guess sure, whatever. At least it's a specialist and not an actual attachment, or I guess separate weapon that you could use. So I guess that's a positive, but at the same time though, I hate the fact that I get killed by it. So just maybe decrease the blast radius and I might be okay with it. Maybe even decrease the amount of ammo the person gets, because I just hate noob tubes, and so do a lot of us other people. But I haven't got killed by it as much, so I can't complain about it too much. Glitch is one of the things that a lot of people were having controversy about on whether it was going to be good or bad. And honestly, I haven't seen many people use glitch because it actually is pretty hard to use. Someone actually did get me pretty good though while using the glitch, so I will give that person props. I think it is a quite skilled specialist to use, so that I have no problem with. The Blade Dancer one, I do not have a problem with the Blade Dancer. He's not really a Blade Dancer from Destiny, but he's the one I can compare it to. It's pretty much you run around with the knife and you just melee people. So since you got to get very up close, if you get killed, you kind of deserved it. So whatever. That I have no problem with. And I think that's pretty much all of the main specialist things I really want to talk about. There are different other things that the specialist can do. Oh, the Reaper. The Reaper maybe just decreases damage. I hate getting killed by damn death machine like stuff, so please just reduce the damage and I'll be okay. But again, that's pretty much all I have to say about the specialist. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Black Ops 3 so far. I think it's a pretty good game. I would definitely recommend you getting it. However, seeing as how there are so many big AAA games coming out the same time as Black Ops 3, maybe I might not put it as your number one choice unless you love first-person shooters. But I would definitely put it in like your top 3 pick to pick up in November. So that's all I have to say about Black Ops 3. I like it. Since I already pre-ordered it, I'm already gonna get it. So will I be posting a lot of content from it? Maybe. It might just be like live commentaries and stuff like that, like doing regular commentaries. I guess it depends. If I have something to talk about, I might just pop in a Black Ops 3 commentary once in a while, but it will not be my dominant choice. I will definitely be going back to the racing life again, because Need for Speed 2015 is soon to come. I think it also comes in November, so definitely can't wait for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think this is a good year for Call of Duty though. I don't think Call of Duty is gonna die anytime soon, which to some people might be unfortunate, but at least in my opinion, I think Treyarch did a good job. And finally trust.